It's time for the Golden Hour Challenge. I'm Chris Cooper. This is Run a Profitable Gym, and I am so excited to share this with you. Today, I'm going to talk about my new book, The Golden Hour, and I'm going to give you a 6-week challenge to grow your gym in 1 hour per day. Here's where this book came from, and I'll have links to the book in the show notes. You can get it on audio, you can get it on Kindle, you can get it in a print version if you want to. And you can even, after you get the book, you can go to a website where I show you how to do each one of the challenge steps in a short video. What we're going to do today is first talk about what is the premise of the Golden Book. We're going to talk about habits and habit stacking and developing skills. And then we're going to go deep into it. I'm going to show you step by step exactly what you're going to do for 6 weeks, every single day for 1 hour to grow your gym. First, let's talk about where this book came from. I know you're excited to get to the challenge, so I'm going to keep this short. Two Brain gyms grow at an average of 4 times the industry average. So they're doing in 4 years what it would take the average gym to do in 16. And they're growing in 1 year what it would usually take a gym 4 years to do. That means growth in profit. It means growth in top line revenue. And sometimes that means growth in clients too, right? There's a lot of different things at play there. But when I sort through our data, and we're big on data, you know that if you've been listening to this podcast at all. When I go into our internal data set, from the 1,000 gyms that are currently in the program and the 1,500 alumni that we have worldwide, what I was trying to do is figure out who grows the fastest, who are the top performers, even in Two Brain. The people who are growing faster than the rest of Two Brain, who's already growing at 4 times the industry average. And what I discovered was that about 12% of our clients grew even faster than everybody else. 32 times faster than the industry average. I know that sounds unbelievable, but it's crazy. So these people, they're growing at 8 times the speed of the average Two Brain gym, which is already going 4 times the speed of everybody else. And what I found was that these gyms, there's about 120 of them in Two Brain at any given time, they have certain things that the other gyms don't. I thought it was going to be they raised their rates faster, they fired staff faster, they hired better, they had a better plan for retention, whatever. And the truth is that they have access to the exact same tactics, tools, strategies, and mentors as everybody else in our program. The reason that Two Brain gyms are growing faster than everybody else is one-on-one mentorship. It's cutting-edge tactics that are easy to use and apply right away. It's habits and skills and office hours and reps and all this stuff. These top performers have access to the exact same tools, the exact same mentors as everybody else, and they're still outperforming. So what is it that made them different? Well, I dove into their data deep. I looked at every conversation they'd ever had with their mentor. I watched recordings of some of those calls. I went through every email they'd ever sent. I went through all the different tasks they had been assigned in our toolkit, the work that they had completed, the modules in our courses. I went through the tools they had used, everything. And we're talking about hundreds of gyms. It took me over a year just to get through the data. And at first, I couldn't figure it out because they were doing a lot of the same things that other gyms in our program were doing. But eventually, the difference began to emerge. These gym owners had skills that other gym owners don't have. And the specific skill they had was focus. What was interesting is if you pick out one of these top growing gyms, the top 120, and you say, what are you doing that's different? They'll say, I don't know. I just do exactly what my mentor tells me. And they think that they're the same as everybody else. But here's the reality. Everybody in our program wants to do what their mentor tells them. But most people are slowed down by distraction, right? It's you get to the gym, the phone is ringing. There's a red dot on Facebook that you feel like you have to answer. The Slack is going off. You've got 80 emails to answer this morning. But these people do something different. They're able to focus, to block all of that out and just do what their mentor tells them. So while everybody in our program is doing what their mentor tells them, these top performers are able to do it fast. They're able to do it without second guessing it. They are not paralyzed by analysis. They are not compromised, distracted by overwhelm. They just go out and do it. And the common theme that I heard from a lot of them was, I spend about an hour a day doing the work that my mentor gave me. That's it. So let's talk about skills and habits really, really quickly. A skill is when you are so good at something that is just part of what you naturally do. The way that you develop skills is by developing habits. You do something repeatedly until it becomes automatic. Brushing your teeth is a habit. And the way that you develop habits is by practice reps. You have to show up when you don't feel like doing it and do it anyway, right? You have to just kind of like be bad at something until it becomes automatic, and then you start getting better at it. And as you focus on getting better at it, you practice virtuosity, it eventually becomes a skill. Now, a business skill is super duper valuable because the government can't tax you on it. Your partner can't steal it in a divorce. Your coach can't leave and take your skill down the road to open up another gym down there. If the worst thing happens and you have to close this gym, you'll have that skill to open up the next gym, right? Skills are super duper important. And one of the key skills that I want you to have is focus. Every day we publish content and we do it for free. And if you took that content and did it, you would have a successful gym. But we also know that most people are unable to do that because they don't have the skill of focus. And so the golden hour is all about building that skill of focus and helping you get through those first practice reps by telling you exactly what to do every single day until it becomes a habit. And then you keep doing that and growing your gym. And over time, you get better and better at the basics until they become skills. So for me, here's how this looked in practice. I went to see a mentor, and the mentor was telling me to do specific things, and he was giving me a very firm deadline. You need to sell a package of 20 personal training sessions by Monday, or the check that you just wrote to me will bounce. That was the first thing. Then it was, you need to sell X amount more. And then it was, you need to hire a cleaner. And then it was, you need to get the staff playbook done. And every single thing that he would give me, and the projects kind of got bigger as I went, they would get done right at the deadline. So staff playbook, I hammered, and then I realized I had 2 weeks and I didn't touch it until the deadline. These practice reps, the first time I did each thing, they were hard. Like I didn't really want to do them. I would question them. Is there an easier way? I'd analyze them. Is this really the best for me? Can somebody else do this? Do I have to do it right now? I'd kind of weasel my way around it until I didn't have a choice anymore. And that's what coaching really is, isn't it? A lot of your clients are the same way. They don't need more knowledge. What they need is accountability. They need a deadline. They need an appointment to get the work done, to show up at the gym and do those uncomfortable air squats, to go to their first class, to do the push-ups that they don't want to do and the sit-ups that hurt and the stretches that they find boring. And your job is to hold them accountable until they build the habit of doing that themselves, isn't it? So that's what this is really all about here. When I started building these habits, I started carving out an hour every single day. And in that hour, I would do one thing to grow my business before I did anything else. So what I've learned over time and what I currently do is I go down to my basement and I sit on the couch at 5:30 a.m. I've got a cup of coffee with me and I open up my laptop and I get to work. I don't check my email. I don't look at Facebook. I don't look at Instagram. I don't even open my phone. What I do is one thing to grow my business every day before I do anything else. Now, there are other pieces to this too, but that is the central principle, that every day, before you get distracted, before you start responding, before you start playing defense, you play offense. You do one thing to grow your business every day before you do anything else. And that's what I'm going to give you in this 6-week challenge. What's that done for me? Well, it turned my gym around. It saved my gym back in 2009. And as I got better and better and better at this, my gym really started to skyrocket until it was one of the most successful gyms that I'd ever heard of. And then I used the same habit to build other companies, Ignite, Spark, which I later sold. And then I used the same habit to build Two Brain Business into the largest gym mentorship practice in the entire world. And I still do it today. This is how I produce books. This is how I show up and do seminars. This is how I do initiatives that keep growing my business. It's not that I'm smarter than anybody else. I don't have more ideas, but I have 1 hour of focus every day that I use to grow this business before I get onto the Zoom calls and the meetings and the emails. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to do it too. So here's the golden hour framework. And it's an acronym, GOLDEN. Step 1, you're going to go to a room with a door that closes. In the book, I say go to a place where you can focus, but the reality for me is that I need to be in a sacred place where I will not be interrupted. Sacred meaning I only use that place to do this work. I have a door that closes. There's no external distraction. Now, some people will say, I do my best work in a coffee shop. I believe you. I can't do that. It's too much distraction. So G is go to a place where you can focus. O is open your mind with focused meditation or journaling. When you wake up in the morning, immediately your brain floods with all the stresses, all the worries, all the distractions you had the night before going to bed. In fact, if you're like me and the dog barks at 2 a.m., you wake up and boom, you can't go back to sleep because your brain gets filled up again right away. You need to get all that stuff out of your brain and somewhere else so you're not thinking about it anymore. You need to let that stuff flow right out. If you want to let it back into your brain later, no problem. But opening your mind with some meditation or journaling is what gets rid of all those distractions, and you clear out the logjam so that you can start doing focused work that will grow your business. So I use a tool called 750words.com. You can use a blank sheet of paper if you want to. If you're actually good at meditating, you can sit there and meditate, but I would fall asleep. So I use written meditation or journaling. L is for lead with the marketing reps. That's what we're going to talk about today. So a marketing rep is something that should take you about 15 minutes, and you need to repeat at least every single week. So for example, creating one blog post. That's going to be our Monday task. That is one marketing rep. Remember what I said about reps and habits and skills earlier? The reps are painful. You don't want to do them. You hate them. They're uncomfortable. You're bad at them. But as you do them over time and they become habits, then they become automatic. They're just the things that you do. And as you do them more and more, and you think about getting better at them, that's what makes them skills. And so creating a blog post on Monday might feel like a big ugh. And then sharing that blog post on Instagram, Facebook, Google My Business the next day, that might also feel like, oh, that stinks. I hate it. But you're going to get better at it. It's going to take you less and less time. It will become a habit that you can complete in 15 minutes. And then finally, it'll become a skill that actually grows your business. So L is lead with the marketing reps, because right now they're just reps. They're not even habits yet. D is do your big projects. So as you get better and better at the marketing stuff, now you can turn your attention to the big things that actually form the foundation of your business. Doing staff evaluations, writing a staff playbook, the operational systems, role playing, building a no sweat intro, building a sales binder, mapping out your client journey. Like there are dozens of these projects that we assign to mentors in the Two Brain Business Mentorship program that can take a long time unless you've got that focused block of time. The E in Golden is end at the hour. It's the AMRAP mentality, which I learned from my friend Jason Kalipa. You set a timer, you go hard until that timer goes off, and then you walk away, satisfied that you've done something to grow your business that day. And then N is plan your next steps, which is make a checklist for the rest of the day. Look, the biggest, most frustrating moment in entrepreneurship is not when you're working in the business. It's that last 2 minutes of your day when you're lying in bed at night and you're thinking, man, I was busy all day, but I can't tell you what I actually accomplished. And then the realization that it's going to be the same tomorrow. This program, the Golden Hour Challenge, is set up so that never happens to you again. And so that when you're going to bed every single night, you can look back and say, I grew my business a little bit today. All right. So let's talk about this now. You're going to implement the Golden acronym, and you're going to do this for 6 weeks. I'm going to be giving you different tasks that you're going to be doing every single week, and you're going to be habit stacking. So I'm not going to give you all 7 days to do at once because it's just too much. It's overwhelming. You'll fall behind a little bit. You'll get frustrated. What do? I quit. I'm going to start when I'm less busy. It's all the same reasons that people give you about not starting at your gym. The timing is bad. I'm going to get in shape first, right? That's what will happen if we don't start off slow and then stack habits as we go. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to walk you through the 6-week challenge here week by week. But your first thing is to make a quick decision to do the go part of Golden. And that is find a place that you can go in the morning where you won't be disturbed. And then find a method that's going to work for you to open your mind and get rid of all the junk that's in there. Again, 750 words works for me, but you can do verbal meditation if you want to. You can use like a phone recording app, and you can just vent into that sucker for 10 minutes. Here's all the things that I'm stressed about. Here's the things I don't want to forget today. Here's all the stuff that woke me up overnight. Okay? So here's what we're going to do. We are going to go through week by week, the Golden Hour Challenge. I'll explain to you what you're going to be doing each week. And I lay these out step by step in the book, The Golden Hour. And you can also, in the book, you'll find a QR code or a link where you can go and watch a video of me actually doing these things so that you can just copy what I do. Okay, so week 1, here's where we're going to start. And we're all going to start this together in November, by the way. I'm going to be running the Golden Hour Challenge for 2 brand clients. I'm going to be running it in our free group, gymownersunited.com. You can jump into gymownersunited.com right now, get yourself situated, meet a few friends, and get ready to post starting November 1st when the challenge actually begins. Okay, so here we go, week 1. The first week, I'm going to give you 2 tasks. I'm going to give you the Monday task. So after you get this habit down, you'll be doing this every Monday. And I'm going to give you a Tuesday task. So after you get this habit down, you'll be doing this every Tuesday. The rest of the week, Wednesday through Sunday, you'll just use for overflow time. You'll use it to complete the rest of this, okay? And maybe you'll practice the go part of Golden. So let's go day by day. Monday, the first thing you're going to do is write 1 blog post or record 1 quick cast. This has never been easier. You can use ChatGPT if you want to, but what I like to do is just sit down and actually write a blog post. You're going to post that on your website. Mission accomplished. That's all you have to do today. If you're trying to think of like, what should I write about? Think of the last question that a client asked you. Even if it was something that seemed obvious to you, like, doesn't everybody know the answer to that? If a client doesn't ask you questions, think about the last question that a family member or a friend asked you about fitness, or the last thing they told you that made you go, oh boy. Like, hey, I'm only eating a muffin for breakfast, or hey, I practiced doing intermittent fasting sometimes, something like that. Like, think of something that drives you crazy and write a blog post about it. You could even go down to the drugstore and look at the fitness magazine titles and find a title that you think is a myth or false or that you could explain better. And like, that's your first blog post. The other thing that you could do is a quick cast. Now, I mention this only because for some people, talking is easier than writing. And so you just pull out your phone, you'll open up the voice recorder, and you'll talk for 5 to 10 minutes. Same topic, pretend that you're being interviewed. So first topic that you're going to do, here we go, challenge week 1, Monday. I'm going to give you the prompt. The prompt is, what made you open your gym in the first place? Write me a blog post, 250, 300 words, record a quick cast if you want to, 300 word, 5 minutes-ish, and just hit save. Okay. Now we can set up podcast distribution so that you can automatically send this out and people can subscribe. And I've got all of the instructions for that in the book. But for right now, we're going to keep it really, really simple. Record an answer to the question, what made you start your gym in the first place, on a blog and publish, or on a quick cast and save it on your phone. Tuesday, what you're going to do is distribute that content. Okay. So now what you're going to do is you're going to send that blog post out or that quick cast. You're going to send it to your email list. You're going to send it to all of your social media channels. So you're going to post it to Facebook. You're going to post it to Instagram with a link. And then you're going to post it to Google My Business. Okay. So Monday's job is to create content. Tuesday's job is to distribute that content. And really, that's all you have to do for week 1, Monday and Tuesday. If you get those things done, then Wednesday, what you're going to do is start with GO. You're going to go to a place where you can focus. You're going to open your mind with some meditation. Again, journaling if you want to. Then you're going to use the rest of your hour to work on things that will grow your business. Now, if you're not done the job for Monday or Tuesday, finish those. But if you are done those jobs, work on the next thing. Okay, don't go on Facebook. Don't ask people what you should do. Just work on something that needs to be fixed in your business. Write an SOP or something. And for the rest of week 1, that's all you're doing. You're finishing the Monday and Tuesday tasks, and then you're practicing going to a place where you can focus, opening your mind with journaling, and then doing something to work on your business for the rest of the week. Okay, that's it for week 1. Those 2 habits, that's all. Week 2, what we're going to do is we're going to add in a Wednesday and a Thursday task. So week 2 starts with the Monday task again. Create some more content, 1 blog post or 1 quick cast. Tuesday, distribute that content. Facebook, Instagram, email list, send it to everybody. Google My Business. Okay, good. Then Wednesday, we're going to add a new habit, and that is to check in with 5 clients. Now, in the book, I've got a great flowchart of how to have conversations over text. You could call this retain by chat if you want to. The purpose here is that you want to start conversations and get people into your gyms for the bigger conversation. So checking in means, hey, Dave, how's it going? And Dave's going to give you one of three responses. The first response is like, it's going amazing. How are you doing? The second response is like, it's going okay. And the third response is like, that's really not going well. Now, if Dave gets you the first response, it's so amazing. Great. Your conversation is going to look like this. Dave, I'm so proud of you. I cannot overstate how proud of you I am. You know, I was just thinking about you this morning, and it hit me that like your story could probably inspire some other people. Can we get together in the gym just for 5 minutes before or after your session? And I'd love to record your story and share it, with other people. And Dave's going to say, okay, cool. And then you're going to make a date to meet him. Now, if Dave says, it's going okay, you can say, hey, Dave, do you have 10 minutes to meet me in the gym before your next session, just to take a couple of measurements, make sure that you're on the right track, and look for ways that we can speed up your progress? Okay, this is called a goal review. And the purpose of these check-ins is not just make contact. The purpose of these check-ins is to get somebody's testimonial or to do a goal review to speed up their progress. Checking in alone does not improve retention. Checking in starts the conversation that leads to the action that improves retention, okay? Now, if Dave says it's really not going well, then you really need to get Dave in for a conversation. And what you're doing in this conversation is a goal review. Hey, Dave, let's measure your progress. Okay, things are not working as well as you'd like. It's not happening as quickly as you like. Here's a prescription that will get you there better. Now, what you're not trying to do is sell Dave on just continuing. You're trying to give Dave an option. And this is, a lot of coaches see this as like, oh, it's a failure. My first option didn't work. But it's like sighting in your rifle. The prescription, the recommendation, the coaching that you give Dave will get better and better and better the more shots you take. And that builds trust, because Dave doesn't want to go start over with somebody else if you have been sighting in the rifle with him. So Wednesday, you're going to check in with 5 clients. And that script is in the book, but you can just start off by printing out your client list and going alphabetically if you want to, or you can start with the clients who you think are going to quit, or the best clients, the seed clients who you know are going to stay. Start anywhere you want to, but check in with 5 clients before you do anything else. Thursday, we're going to go mining for leads. Now, this is where people get kind of tied up. And what we're looking for is we're just going to contact 5 people. We're going to contact 5 people who booked an appointment, came in for their appointment, but didn't sign up. And if we don't have 5 of those, then we're going to look for 5 people who booked an appointment but didn't show up. And if we don't have those, then we're going to check in with people who maybe like filled in a form on your site or called your gym and left a message or otherwise indicated that they were interested but never followed up. We're only going to pick 5. Now, most 2-brain gyms are getting over 30 of these a month. So even just touching on 5 every single week will show an incremental difference. You don't have to go after all of them. That's overwhelming. The steps to do this are in the book. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do, exactly what to say, how to follow up with people, and where to start. I'm going to give you a super duper hand here. The best place to start with this is actually your former members. So people who came into your gym, they were a member for 5 months, 5 years, and then they've gone. Checking in with them often yields dividends because they already know, like, and trust you, and they just kind of fell out of the habit of exercise. And so our job with mining our leads is to bring old clients back first. That's a great place to start, a very high affinity audience. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday of week 2, you're just going to go to a place with a door that closes and open your mind with some meditation. You're practicing those habits. Monday of week 2, you're writing a blog post or recording a quick cast. Tuesday, you're distributing that content to all of your social media channels and email. Wednesday, you're checking in with 5 clients, and Thursday, you're mining your leads. Okay, that's week 2. Friday, Saturday, Sunday are overflow days. Use them to complete your homework, because the first few times that you mine your leads, it's going to take you longer. If you don't have a CRM, you have to look at your spreadsheet to figure out where these leads are. If you do have a CRM, you might find that you're a little bit rusty on using it. But these practice reps will make you faster as you build the habit. Okay, week 3. Now what we're going to do is start planning out future work in advance. One of the 4 funnels that we teach in Two Brain is the organic social media funnel. And the number one thing that you can do on social media is not make the perfect TikTok reel, is just publish every day. Like, consistency trumps everything else. Quantity still trumps quality. So in week 3, what you're going to do is Monday, write a blog post or a quick cast. Check, you know how to do that. This will be your 3rd rep. You should be getting better. Tuesday, you're going to distribute that content to all of your social media channels that I've mentioned before. Wednesday, you're going to check in with 5 clients. This will be your 2nd rep at that, so it should feel a little bit more smooth. Thursday, you're going to mine your leads. This will be your 2nd time through now, so you'll be going, how do I do that again? But you'll be getting better, don't worry. And Friday, you're going to set up your social media for the following week. So what this basically means is that you create a spreadsheet, or you download a spreadsheet through the links in the book. You can have ChatGPT make you a spreadsheet if you want to, and you're just going to plan out, here are 5 pictures that I'm going to post next week, and here are 5 captions that I'm going to post with them, and here are the hashtags that I'll always use, and here is a link to book a no sweat intro that I'll always include with my post. And so you just basically set yourself up. Now, some CRMs, like our friends over at GLM, they will let you do this, within their software, and then just automatically post for you. So what you're doing on Friday is basically setting up all of your posts for the following week. So, your Monday post might be something like Momentum Monday, something kind of inspirational. Your Tuesday post is going to be the content that you made on the Monday. And the Wednesday post might be like a movement or something like that. And I've got examples in the book, but the goal of Friday is just to set up your social media posts for the following week so that it's easy to post every single day, so that it's done in advance. So week 3, to sum up, Monday, create a blog post or a quick cast. Tuesday, distribute that content on all of your channels. Wednesday, check in with 5 clients. Thursday, mine your leads for 5 new clients. Friday, set up your social media for the following week. You're going to finish week 3 by Saturday and Sunday maintaining, building your habit, getting the reps, going to a place where you can focus, opening your mind, and journaling. Week 4 is when we start collecting client testimonials. Now, this is interesting. So this is where we introduce the Saturday task. So week 4 starts out doing more reps on the things you've already done. Monday, write a blog post or record a quick cast. Tuesday, distribute the content to your email list and social channels. Wednesday, check in with 5 clients. Thursday, mine your leads. Friday, set up your social media for the following week. And now Saturday, take 10 client pictures or record 2 video interviews. So when you're doing the Friday plan for your social media, you might have asked, well, where do I get these pictures? You get them on Saturday. Saturday is probably the busiest day at your gym, but it's probably also a little bit more relaxed. And so if you're coaching a big class, working with a bunch of clients, you might even have a backup person there, or you can take pictures. This is also your opportunity to capture testimonials. So if you remember Wednesday when we were checking in and Dave said, I'm doing great. And we said, can we tell your story? That's a testimonial. And you say to Dave, Friday morning or Saturday after class, can you stick around for 10 minutes? And you pull out your phone. You're like, okay, Dave, it's time to share your story, man. You ready? And you ask him 3 questions. What brought you to my gym in the first place? What else had you tried that you didn't like? And if you were going to give advice to somebody who was in your shoes before you started, what would you tell them? Or another way to phrase that is, what would you say to the Dave of 1 year ago? And these often become like these kind of tearjerker moments, but you're going to use this for your social media plan next week. You're also going to take lots of pictures, and you want face-on pictures with good lighting and smiling faces, not torn palms, people collapsed, people hovering over the puke bucket. Ask me how I know. Like, these are not the pictures that you want to be posting on your social media or website. And then Sunday of week 4, all you're doing is going to a place where you can focus, opening your mind with some written meditation. Okay? So week 4, again, is Monday, write a blog post or record a quick cast. Tuesday, distribute that content. Wednesday, check in with 5 clients. Thursday, mine your leads. Friday, plan your social media. And Saturday, take 10 client pictures or record 2 testimonials. And then Sunday is catch-up day if you need it. Week 5, all right, here we go. We're adding Sunday. So week 5, we're going to do what I would call internal marketing. This is retaining your team. This is selling your team on continuing their journey with you, to building their career with you, instead of going out and trying to start from scratch with somebody else, or heaven forbid, do it themselves. So week 5 looks like this. Monday, write a blog post or record a quick cast. Tuesday, distribute the content from Monday on all your social media channels and your email list. Wednesday, check in with 5 clients. Thursday, mine your leads. Friday, set up your social media for next week. Saturday, take 10 client pictures or record 2 client testimonials. And Sunday, send a weekly preview message to your staff. Now, this is another quick cast usually. And the best example that I've seen of this is the founder of Thumbtack. So his company went from 40 staff to 400 in a year. And he couldn't figure out how to get communication to all of them. Like, talking through his managers was like playing telephone. And so what he was doing every single day on his way to work was he was recording a 3-minute audio text and just texting everybody in his company on one text chain. You don't have to do that, but you can record a quick cast. And so what I do for my gym, and maybe we'll post a link in the show notes to mine, is every Sunday, I give them a 5 to 10 minute short podcast where I talk about one principle of coaching, and I walk through our group programming for the next week. So what this does is it gives the coaches context on why I'm programming the way I am. It gives them some cues that they can use. So when they're talking about the program to the clients for the rest of the week, they know how it should be coached and they know what cues to say. For example, if their workout on Thursday is 40 minutes in zone 2, then the best cue they can give people is like, only breathe through your nose. For example, that was one I did today. So this Sunday task is a weekly preview message to your staff. And you can think of that as like a retention play for staff to reduce staff churn. So our whole week, Friday, week 5 is going to look like this. Monday, write a blog post, record a quick cast. Tuesday, distribute that content. Wednesday, check in with 5 clients. Thursday, mine your leads. Friday, set up your social media for the following week. Saturday, take 10 client pictures or record 2 testimonials. And Sunday, send a weekly preview to your staff. That's the 6 challenges in the Golden Hour Challenge. So what is week 6? Well, week 6 is doing them all and trying to get faster. And if you want to continue after that, week 7 is doing them all even faster, getting better, getting more efficient, pursuing virtuosity at these basics. See, the real skill that focus leads you to is not the ability to get more done. It's the ability to repeat the things that work over and over and over again. See, gyms that come into Two Brain and grow the most slowly, everybody in Two Brain grows, everybody gets a good ROI. But the gyms that grow most slowly are the ones who learn something, do it once, see the benefit, and then never do it again. They're one and done. What we need to do, instead of constantly being distracted by novelty, asking, what's next? What do I do next? Is learn to do the things that will build our business over and over and over again, even when they get boring, even when you're quick at them, even when it would be easier to hand them off to somebody else. Doing these basics and pursuing virtuosity in the basics instead of always looking for the next thing, right? Doing the client check-ins, not because they're exciting, not because every single one is going to be positive, but because it's Wednesday and it's 5:30 a.m. and at 5:30 a.m. on Wednesdays, you check in with 5 clients. These are the habits that you need to build. Now, once you've done the Golden Hour Challenge for 6 weeks, you'll probably notice that you're getting pretty good at the marketing reps. Some of them you've done 6 times, some you've done 5 times, 4 times, whatever. And now the marketing reps don't take up your whole hour anymore. You can do them in about 15 minutes. So what do you do after you're done that? You've gone to a room with a door that closes. You've opened your mind with some journaling. You've led with the marketing reps. Now what? Well, the deep part of Golden Hour is do the project work. So where do these projects come from? What are these projects? Well, I mentioned, building a sales binder. Maybe it's building your ads funnel out. Maybe it's writing your staff playbook. There's a lot of projects you can do. And the best project prescription is going to come from your mentor. So your mentor is going to say, okay, your next project is to learn to read your P&L and use your P&L to make a decision. So here is, a course on what a P&L is. Here's a P&L that you can play with that you won't break and it won't ruin your business, so you're not scared of it. And then here's a little test for you. I want you to do this and see what happens to your profitability. Okay, so maybe that's the project. If you're not in the Two Brain Mentorship Program, I mean, I highly recommend that you do that so that you're not just backfilling this time and guessing what you should do. But another alternative is to get my book, The Simple Six, and look at the projects in there. So now you can rotate through the projects. So first project, get 5 more clients. Second project, raise your ARM by $5. Third project, keep clients for an extra month, etc. Just go through the Simple Six metrics in order. You can do that. If you've read my book, Gym Owner's Handbook, there's probably 30 projects in that book that you can do too. The interesting thing about these projects is that they never ever seem urgent, right? Like writing your SAF playbook, I don't need to do that today. I need to put out this fire instead. You know, a client scraped up her shin on a box jump last night. I need to deal with that first. But these are important things. Even though they're not urgent, they're super important, and your gym can't grow without doing them. So the project work is really the cornerstone of the golden hour. But the first projects that you do will become your marketing tasks, your marketing reps later on. So end at the hour and then plan out your day with a checklist. The Golden Hour book is designed to get you faster results than ever before. Giving you more knowledge is not the answer. As Naval Ravikant wrote, if knowledge was the solution, we'd all be billionaires with 6-packs. Your clients don't need more knowledge. They need habits. They need to do practice reps with a coach, with high accountability, with a peer group that supports them in a warm, inviting place, while being corrected. And they need to be held accountable to doing those reps over and over, even when they hate it, even when they're sore, even when they're tired, even when they wonder what's the point here. Because you know as a coach that eventually those reps will become habits. And eventually you won't have to coax them into the gym anymore. They will show up on Monday at 6 a.m., not because they're super excited to do Fran, but because it's Monday at 6 a.m. and that's when they go to the gym. And if you continue to coach them, these habits will become skills as they become more proficient, more efficient, more virtuous at those basic movements. And once they've got a skill, you've changed their entire life because they will never quit fitness. They might quit your gym, but they will continue to pursue fitness because now they have a skill. When you've given somebody a skill, you've changed their life. My job is to change the life of you, the gym owner, by giving you entrepreneurial skills that you can use for the next 30 years. These skills start with habits, and the habits start with practice reps. Most of us need a mentor to get us through the practice reps, to coach us, to hold us accountable, to help us get it, to give us examples, to be a model so that we can do it. And that's where mentorship really comes in. You are a coach to your client. My team and I are coaches to you. I'm Chris Cooper. This is Run a Profitable Gym. The 6-week Golden Hour Challenge starts November 1st in gymownersunited.com. All you got to do is go to gymownersunited.com, join that group, tell me that you're there for the challenge. If you're already in that group, just wait for November 1st and chime in with your results every day. This is how we're going to hold each other accountable. This is how I'm going to make sure that you get some momentum and actually grow your business. Thank you for serving people. Let's see you do it bigger and better.